So in this short video, I'm going to go through the process of how to add data into a blank map, particularly for lesson 3, but you can do this anytime you're not starting with the .mxd file. And I didn't start with the .mxd file for lesson 3, as you would have to correct the source locations like you did in lesson 2 with the Beaver information on the MHCC campus. So here, I don't have a blank document option or a blank template to start with. So I'm just it's gonna give me, a couple options here, but I'm just gonna say cancel. And that's gonna start me off with this blank virtual.mxd file. And now I just need to navigate to my data. So I've downloaded my data from the Blackboard page for the lesson, and I've stored it onto my desktop here. It's just the lesson 3 folder. So if you do not have a folder connection, you're going to need to make your folder connection up here and connect to the folder where your data is stored. So I'd recommend making a folder on your desktop for the assignments is probably the best thing to do. But mine's here on the desktop, so I'm just click on the little plus adjacent to it. And it's in this homework 3 data folder. I'm going to click on the little plus next to the homework 3 data folder. And then I have a variety of things in here, but I do have this geodatabase, homework 3 geodatabase. Click on the plus next to that. And then in there, I have 2 files. So I have this inventory plots, and I have an ortho photo, which is just a cropped image for our background. So I'm just going to drag these 2 over to my virtual page by holding my left mouse key down and then drag that into my virtual page. And you're going to note here, it's going to actually give us a coordinate system. Now we're in UTM meters. And then I'm going to drag my ortho image over as well. If you click on the plus next to this, you have the separate bandwidth. So this would be red, blue, green. Probably not in that order, but you don't want to drag those over individually. You want to drag the entire ortho image over. So when I drag the entire ortho image over, it's going to populate. And now I have the basics for an ArcMap document. So if I switch over here to my layout view, you're going to see you have an outline for your map. And so that's going to give you a starting point. Can't remember if this needs to be 11 by 17. So you need to change that in page print and preview. But I want to save this right now, just so I don't have to do this again. So I'm going to file, save as, and it's going to create an ArcMap document. I'm going to put that, not in this folder location for lesson 5. I'm going to put it back to my desktop in my homework 3 data folder. That's actually probably fine. And I'll just call this lesson 3. I think this was inventory plots. And then I'm going to save that. And we'll see that show up here. So now I have this lesson 3 MXD file. If I close out of the program at this point, then I go back into it. We'll see this load. It's gonna be one of those MXD files in terms of MXD file options in the middle of my page. So I won't have to recreate any information. I won't have to bring that back in. So here it is. And I can always navigate back to it over here in my desktop if I wanted to drag it into the virtual page, but I'm just going to select on that one, hit open, and it's going to take me right back to where I was, which will be a good starting point for you to make your map. So hopefully that helps.